Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United lost 4-1 to Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Kevin De Bruyne scored 2 goals for Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne could have had more than 2 goals, because he had some other chances where he didn't score. Kevin De Bruyne also got an assist in the game. Kevin De Bruyne is regarded as one of the best midfielders in the world. De Bruyne has been at Manchester City for around 7 years. Manchester City got him from Wolfsburg. Riyad Mahrez scored 2 goals for Manchester City. He could have had more than 2 goals. The second goal from Mahrez got checked by VAR for a possible offside. Riyad Mahrez is a very good player. He's been at Manchester City for 4 years. Manchester City got him from Leicester back in 2018. Bernardo Silva, he got an assist in the game, and Ilkay Gundogan came on and got an assist. Manchester United's goal came from Jadon Sancho. It was a precise low strike. It was a good finish by Jadon Sancho. Sancho should have had another goal, because he had a good chance when he put it over the bar. Thought Sancho played well today. We're starting to get the best out of Jadon Sancho now. He's still done nowhere near as well as a lot of Manchester United fans expected. That's when we had Solskjaer, we couldn't get the best out of Sancho, because Solskjaer persistently played him out of position, and there was quite a few games Sancho didn't play in under Solskjaer. Sancho did enjoy 4 good years with Borussia Dortmund before he signed for Man United. Manchester United signed Sancho from Dortmund last summer, got him in a deal worth 78 million. With add-ons included, Manchester United paid 73 million up front. He's under contract to Man United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. I thought today Manchester United were good in the first half, but we was very poor in the second half. Fred, he had an early chance in the game. Paul Pogba, I thought it was a bit sloppy today, but he did get the assist for Jadon Sancho's goal. De Gea, he was good again today. He made some very good saves. De Gea has been sensational this season. He's now back to his best. Don't forget, De Gea got named the Premier League's Player of the Month for January. Well, De Gea's won everything domestically at the football club. Prior to the game against Atletico Madrid in the first round of the last 16 of the Champions League, De Gea said, "I don't see myself away from Manchester United." This season has been his 11th season at Manchester United, so reflecting on that, he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. De Gea's contract at Manchester United expires next year. De Gea receives £375,000 a week. As you all know today, Manchester United were missing Cristiano Ronaldo. We were also missing Edison Cavani, we were missing Luke Shaw, and we was missing Raphael Varane. But it's no excuse. You know, Manchester United are now, 5th in the table? We're not in the top 4 now. Arsenal won today against Watford 3-2. Manchester City, they have now gone 6 points clear of Liverpool after today's win. Manchester City had some players missing today. Obviously there was no Ruben Diaz. He's out with injury. Cole Palmer, he's out with injury. Zach Steffen's injured. He's City's second choice goalkeeper. And there was no Nathan Ake because he's out with injury. But Nathan Ake doesn't really get in Man City's team anyway. You know, if City do win the league this season, that will be 4 titles in the last 5 seasons. You know, as a United fan, I've got a lot of respect for Pep Guardiola. You know, Pep Guardiola is a very good manager. He's regarded as one of the best managers in the world. You know, Pep Guardiola has won a lot of trophies in his managerial career. He's won a lot of trophies at Man City. You know, last season City won the Premier League. Like I said, they've won 3 titles in the last 4 seasons. Last season City won the Carabao Cup. Prior to Liverpool winning it this season, City have won the Carabao Cup for the last 4 seasons in a row. Last season Manchester City got to the Champions League final, but City lost the final to Chelsea. The Champions League is the only trophy Manchester City have not won. And a few years ago, Manchester City won the domestic treble. Reflecting on that, they replicated what my club Manchester United did back in 1999. The season City won the domestic treble, they finished on 100 points. Pep Guardiola, before Man City, he obviously managed Bayern Munich and Barcelona. He almost won the Champions League when he was at Bayern Munich, and he won the Champions League when he managed Barcelona. Guardiola got appointed in as the City manager back in 2016, so he's been Man City's manager for 6 years. His contract at Manchester City expires next year. A lot of years ago, Pep Guardiola and Marcelo Bielsa worked together, and Bielsa taught Pep Guardiola when Guardiola's obviously been following Bielsa's philosophy at Man City. You know, Guardiola is only good because of Bielsa. Not so long ago, Bielsa got sacked from Leeds. Obviously, Leeds appointed Jesse Marsch in as the new manager to replace Bielsa. Jesse Marsch lost his first game in charge as the Leeds manager because Leicester recently beat Leeds 1-0. Before Pep Guardiola, Manchester City had Manuel Pellegrini, that won the Premier League under him, and before then they had Roberto Mancini. City won the title under him. When they won the title under him, it was their first title in 44 years, and City also won the FA Cup under him. Let me put into the equation as well that City have lost players, like I mentioned on the preview. You know, they lost Ferran Torres back in January. He went to Barcelona from Man City quite a few years ago. They lost Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané went to Bayern Munich from City. They lost Aguero at the end of last season. Aguero went to Barcelona on a free from Man City. Eric Garcia left City. He went to Barcelona. They lost Jack Harrison. He went to Leeds from Man City. At one point, Jack Harrison was on loan at Leeds for 3 seasons, and obviously after that, Leeds got him permanently. They also lost David Silva, did City, a few years ago. He went to Real Sociedad. They lost Vincent Kompany around 3 or 4 years ago. Vincent Kompany went to become the player manager at Anderlecht when he left City, and he also lost Otamendi. He was obviously part of the deal of City getting Ruben Diaz, and City also lost Joe Hart. So there you go. So City have done the double over Manchester United this season. You know, beat us 4-1 today, and City won at Old Trafford earlier on this season 2-0. Manchester United did beat Man City at the Etihad last season 2-0. On my next video, I will be giving you my player ratings from this game. Ralf Rangnick, he won't get the Manchester United job on a permanent basis. Well, earlier on this season it said Rangnick wants the permanent Manchester United job. You know, Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for around 3 months. He's managed, is it 20 games or nearly 20 games in all competitions? He's lost 3 games in all competitions. He's lost 2 games in the league. Today's defeat to City was the heaviest defeat for Man United under Ralf Rangnick. Rangnick is Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season, then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. You know, before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Unfortunately, Rangnick did not get backed in the January transfer window, and at the first he got promised he was going to be backed. Man United endured a very disappointing January transfer window because Man United didn't make any signings. We should have let Lingard and Henderson leave, but we blocked their exits. And we had the incident with Mason Greenwood towards the end of January. On the other side of things, Man United let around 8 players leave in January. Earlier on this season, Rangnick recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. Manchester United's next permanent manager, I think, will either be Erik ten Hag or Mauricio Pochettino. Now, there's been a lot of narratives coming out about Erik ten Hag recently. It said Erik ten Hag's chances of joining Manchester United are rising, and Fabrizio Romano mentioned that Man United have started negotiations with Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag has told Ajax he wants to leave at the end of the season. You know, Erik ten Hag has been learning English. Erik ten Hag's heart is set on a move to Manchester United. Rangnick wants Erik ten Hag to become Man United's next permanent manager, and there's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. You know, it'd be good for Erik ten Hag to come and experience the Premier League. You know, he's not managed in the Premier League yet. And I think if Erik ten Hag became Manchester United's next manager, he would suit the strappings of the club, and I reckon he would be capable of winning trophies. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. You know, he recently got Ajax to the Dutch Cup final, so he's got a chance of winning more silverware. You know, Ten Hag has won a couple of Eredivisie titles with Ajax. Revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals, and he's been the Ajax manager for over 5 years. Or it's 5 years, should I say. Ajax appointed him in back in 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves, and before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. And you know the news regarding Mauricio Pochettino. Mauricio Pochettino wants Tottenham Hotspur return. Well, before PSG, Mauricio Pochettino endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure with Tottenham. You know, back in 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. I think Tottenham made a bad mistake sacking him at the time. Before Tottenham managed Southampton, he only endured a short managerial tenure with Southampton, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. And before Southampton, he managed Espanyol. He managed them a lot of years ago. Not so long ago, the PSG director Leonardo said that Mauricio Pochettino has not asked to leave PSG. Pochettino is expected to leave PSG, I heard, at the end of the season. He's been the PSG manager for over a year. His contract at PSG expires next year. I think he has won a French Cup with them. Prior to the game against Man City, he said that Ralph Hasenhüttl is on Man United's shortlist for the manager's job. Ralph Hasenhüttl is the Southampton manager. Earlier on this week, he said Carlo Ancelotti emerged as a candidate for Manchester United after being recommended by Sir Alex Ferguson. But we won't get Ancelotti because Real Madrid are more than happy with Ancelotti, and they have no plans to part ways with Ancelotti. You know, Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. You know, 4 permanent managers have been sacked since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. You know, managers we sacked since Ferguson, we sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, Manchester United have not been the same team since Ferguson retired, and a lot of Manchester United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it has done. No, replicate what Ferguson did. You know, Ferguson, greatest manager of all time. Alex Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. Alex Ferguson was Manchester United manager for 26 years, so reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. Ferguson retired almost 10 years ago. In the last 10 years, Manchester United have only won 4 trophies. That's par. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. We haven't won a trophy for 5 years. Last time we won a trophy was back in 2017. In the last 10 years, Manchester United have spent over 1.3 billion. And we've brought over 40 odd players in since Ferguson retired. And, you know, let me put into the equation, on this squad's Rangnick's. You know, Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. Obviously, you know, there's 2 players here from the Ferguson era. That's Jones and De Gea. Moyes, obviously, he brought 2 players in when he was United manager. Van Gaal, when he was United manager, he brought around 15-16 players in. You know, Mourinho, he recommended 11 players into the club, and when Solskjaer was United manager, he brought around 14 players in. We've got to get the Glazers out of the club because they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. You know, the Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16 and a half years. The Glazers bought Manchester United for 500 million back in 2005. Earlier on this year, Richard Arnold came in as the new chief executive. He replaced Ed Woodward. It was good news from a Man United perspective that Woodward stepped down, because Woodward was, you know, one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. He was accountable for our poor recruitment. Woodward was Manchester United's vice chairman for 17 years. In the summer of this year, Manchester United need to make signings. I think in the summer we'll look to sign a midfielder and a striker. On the other side of things, I'm expecting a lot of players to depart the club in the summer. I heard up to 11 players could be leaving. You know, we are looking to raise funds in the summer. I reckon Cavani will leave. Cavani's recently been linked to a move to Brazil. He's also been linked to a move to La Liga. It said earlier on this season that Cavani is expected to leave as a free agent in the summer. Cavani's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani was absent from the squad today, like I mentioned, but he said he recovered from a groin injury. He's had a few injuries since he signed for the club. Jesse Lingard, I'm expecting him to leave in the summer. You know, Lingard should have left in January. Mata, I'm expecting him to leave in the summer. Van der Beek and Martial, they'll leave in the summer permanently. At the moment, Van der Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's out on loan with Sevilla. Ronaldo, he'll leave Man United in the summer, especially if Manchester United fail to finish in the top 4. Man United have already said that they'll allow Cristiano Ronaldo to leave. Like I said, didn't play today because he was absent from the squad. Ronaldo's been out of form anyway. He's only scored 1 goal in his last 10 games. As you all know, Rangnick wants to replace Ronaldo with a Sheeman. Ralph Rangnick has major doubts about Cristiano Ronaldo. Matic, I'm expecting him to leave as well in the summer. There's a good chance that Paul Pogba will leave in the summer. Jones and Bai will leave in the summer because they don't really get in the team. We could look to sell Harry Maguire in the summer because he's not good enough, Maguire, is he? Prior to the game today against City, he said Harry Maguire has been upsetting his Man United teammates in the dressing room. You know, Man United players questioned Harry Maguire's place in the team. Obviously, he played today against City and he was poor. He got a yellow card for the reckless challenge on Kevin De Bruyne. He's received too many yellow cards this season. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said that Harry Maguire will remain Man United's captain until the end of the season. Earlier on this season, though, a lot of United fans demanded for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. And Wan-Bissaka could leave in the summer. He played today against City. I thought he was poor. He's played the last few games now as Bissaka, even though he's not our first choice right back under Rangnick. Delors our first choice right back under Rangnick. And I'm expecting Dean Henderson to leave in the summer because Henderson's our second choice goalkeeper. Doesn't really get in goal because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson has only made 3 appearances this season. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.